beautiful people, it's a beautiful day again. So today I'd like us to talk about stop telling your friends everything, an eagle's attitude. Stop telling your friends your plans. Number one, let's talk about silence, the power of silence. Like you compare an eagle with a parrot. A parrot talks too much, yet it doesn't fly so high. There are people you'd actually tell some things, and what will happen, ending up, they will either discourage you, criticize you, right? So don't talk too much. Compare yourself. Either become a parrot or an eagle. An eagle's attitude is it flies so high and it doesn't talk too much. Don't become a parrot. What you'll find that sometimes you'll tell people even before the plans have materialized and they will discourage you. They'll even bring bad energy, negative energy. So what happens is you'll end up failing the plans. You have noticed sometimes you would actually begin a project, you'll begin something, you have not even started, but because you told somebody, I mean, you tell people even before it materializes. Like for example, you're taking an international flight, you're going to get your visa, for example, you're starting a business. Please learn the power of silence. Be an eagle. Make sure that you're not telling you all your plans are not all out there, right? It is important that you implement, and then they will know along, and also know who your friends are. So don't talk too much like a parrot. You have to be able to maintain silence. Know the power of silence. Then number two, an eagle stays alone. That most of the birds, what happens, they swarm together. They actually go in drones. They go in groups. So you will notice an eagle will always fly alone. It is important in life sometimes to actually find solace, become your own good friend, become your best friend, so that you don't necessarily have to keep walking in groups. An eagle most of the time does not group itself. It will actually stay alone. So it is important for you never to lose your silence. Yes, in actual sense, because what happens if you are talking too much and you are associating with other people, they might sometimes bring bad energy. They will bring in their negativity. So it is important for you never to lose the power of silence. It is very powerful for you to actually know being silent is a good thing. Don't be loud. Don't be somebody who parrots and says all their plans. So that is very important. Then number two is, for example, you notice one of the traits of an eagle is, for example, if a crow comes, it is flying and an eagle comes to disturb it, and it comes on its wings or on its back, what happens is it remains silent and flies actually higher than the eagle, and until there is no oxygen, because the higher you go, of course, what happens is the crow will not be able to actually gain oxygen. So it's the same thing in life, that you don't actually say anything. Even when people criticize you or people discourage you, the most important thing is keep going higher, keep striving higher. You know your goals, you have set them, and you keep dreaming big, that you don't allow those discouragement, those crows that are coming to you. What will happen if you'll find that there are even friends who will drop off? Their friends know your seasons. There is a friend who, for this particular seasons, they are supposed to be in your life. They are supposed to mentor you. But in actual sense, even mentors, even people who are your teachers, even people who are life coaches, you will notice the more you go higher, you tend to actually change. That you don't have to be stuck up, you don't have to remain in the same level, but it is important to actually keep flying, just like an eagle. An eagle will fly to the highest point, so that then it loses off all the crows, because of the lack of oxygen, they will actually end up falling. So you have to fly above your distractions. You can't allow distractions or the challenges in life to actually cause you to stop flying. You have to fly higher and higher. That is very important for you to actually, and you notice that the higher you go, the challenges tend to disappear. So it is a rule of thumb. It is basically a trait of an eagle to actually keep rising, keep soaring in life, keep taking up your goals, so that you are actually above the discussion, the criticism. You are actually above the hate. You are above negativity. So it is very important, and you will notice that that kind of the criticism and the gossip, the higher you go, the people, of course, at the end of the day, you won't even realize, because you're so focused like an eagle for you to actually get to your destination, that you fly above your challenges, and challenges eventually they disappear. The higher you go, even the more strong muscles you tend to grow. So it is important for you then to know that distractions come, you fly higher. Then number four, we'll talk about focus. Remain focused, and focus goes hand in hand with consistency. You have a mindset of victory. You have to be able to be somebody who, by all means, you that regardless of this distraction, regardless of the challenges of life, that you must actually have a mindset of victory, and you must remain focused. You do not allow distractions to actually cause you to get discouraged, or to deter you, or to cause you to fall off. Remain in your goal, remain focused, just like an eagle, and keep soaring, keep flying, keep flying. Then we'll talk about number 5. Eagles love storms. Eagles actually do love storms. Yes, learn to appreciate problems. Learn to appreciate that challenges are common in life. So don't panic. Don't be somebody, you experience a small challenge, you experience a big challenges. Challenges will come in life. You must be able to be somebody who, of course, do not panic, and you carry an attitude of appreciation, and you remain focused. Don't ever give excuses. Avoid negativity, avoid excuses. Be somebody who is diligent. Even if it is your employed, what happens is you must be able to be somebody who is focused. Sometimes you don't achieve the objective, but what happens is you keep soaring. So you have to also carry a mindset of victory, that problems are there, they will happen, challenges will happen, but you must be able to actually soar over them, fly over these distractions. Then number 6, we'll talk about have few friends. Yes. Do not be afraid to be outnumbered. Never in life go in groups. Don't work with a group mentality. Yes. Yes, it is important. Mob psychology is not a good thing. You have to be somebody who has their own identity. They have their own individual space. They have their own decisions, opinions, and their opinions, of course, you also have to be a bit flexible and, of course, sometimes accommodative. But we are saying at the end of the day, know who you are, and don't be around chicken. That's what you're saying. Don't tell your friends everything. Even know the company that you keep, because we are the average of the 5 people that we actually keep. Because if you dwell among the chicken, what happens? You will not be able to fly. Having a chicken mentality basically dwarfs your potential. It dwarfs your potential. It dwarfs your progress. It will actually tend to limit you. So it is important for you to actually accept that you are not a parrot. Yes, you don't talk too much. Yes, and you don't also hang out with chicken, right? Because chicken basically will tend to dwarf, and you'll end up, because they are feeling like you are above them. So what happens is they begin to discourage you. They begin to be distractions. So it is important to know it is okay for you to actually soar alone, and for you to be able to focus and be a giant of yourself, that you don't get distracted. Your potential would actually be dwarfed by staying with chicken. So therefore, then we'll talk about number 5. Eagles are fearless. You have to have courage. Be courageous. Be courageous, my good servant. It is very important to know that God has not given us a spirit of fear. Eagles are fearless. They do not surrender. Learn not to surrender even to your praise. Pray even when they actually attack you. When you're fighting, when you are actually walking the race, you're running the race, you actually don't never back down from your territory. Never back down from your objective, or even your journey, or life journey. You have to be somebody who is fearless. Somebody is courageous even to begin something. You have to start. If it is a startup that you want, be courageous. Be fearless. Know that regardless of sometimes you feel like you're inadequate. Even the story of Gideon, or Gideon actually told God, I am the least in my tribe. But God said him, it is he that is in you. Yes, that you look at yourself as an identity in Christ, that you look at yourself like your father, you're God's child. So therefore you must be able to be somebody who is fearless. Be courageous. Be somebody who does not fear, and never surrender. Basically, do not surrender to even distractions. Do not surrender even to those friends, for example, who tend to discourage you. It is important in life for you to actually fight to maintain your territory, fight to maintain your objective, your life goal, that do not give up. Never give up in life. Face the challenges head on, right? Then number 8, we'll talk about be resilient. Yes? When the storm rages, be resilient. Be determined to be able to actually overcome. Yes? Storms are actually supposed to be profitable. Storms are supposed to be things that will catapult you to the next level. Storms are like challenges. Challenges challenges, for example, you need to ask yourself, these challenges, what are my take homes? What are the lessons that I've learned from these storms? That then you actually build your muscles and become resilient. What happens is, the more challenges that you go through, you'll find in life, it's basically it's the seasons. There are going to be ups, there are going to be bottoms. So you have to actually keep rising. Know this is the particular season. The season might be difficult, but at the end of the day, you have to maintain resilience. You have to be somebody who is actually and get excited about storms. You know, an eagle's character is excited by storm. Storm doesn't, it soars above the storm until it is actually able to go over the clouds, and for it, a storm is profitable. It builds itself in that regard. So in an actual sense, you can see you have to be resilient even as the storms of life gather. Then you talk about number 9, eagles don't eat dead things. Eagles do not eat dead things, right? So be careful what you feed yourself. Be careful with your friends. Be careful what you even feed on yourself, even on those social media platforms, for example. What are the things you have? This is your business. This is your line. You're a cybersecurity person. You're an IT guru. You are into beauty. You are a chef, for example. Focus and don't allow those distractions. So it is important to learn not to eat dead things. Yes, learn not to dwell on the gossip on your past. That because what happens is what you feed your ears, what you feed your eyes. Because remember, eyes are gates, ears are gates. They must be guarded. You must be able to be somebody who does not also feed on your past successes. Yes, you don't dwell. Even if you achieved so much in the past, you must know that that was a level in that particular season, in that particular time. So you have to be able to be somebody who doesn't feed on their past successes, that you don't keep telling even your boss, or you don't keep telling yourself, but they are succeeded in 2023. What about 2024? Yes, what about the future? What about the goals that you have set for 2030? You must be somebody, of course, who does not look into the past. You have to keep looking for new frontiers for you to be able to conquer. Yes, you must be somebody who does not feed on the dead. The dead is basically things that are past. Those past successes, yes, they are lessons, but at the end of the day, you don't dwell on them.